Siphinde ke sinamukele ababukelela ku Kids News ku SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Niyazi ke mbukele si Kids News ukuthi thina siyabathanda abantu abasha abaphumelelayo ezintweni abazenzayo empilweni. Namhlanje ke sizoxoxa noMfundo Radebe kwi studio sethu eseThekwini. Umfundo ke mbukeli ungumfana wasemlazi nophumelele ibanga le-10 futhi usebenze kanzima ukuqinisekisa ukuthi impilo yakhe iyashintsha kwezemfundo. Ukusebenza kanzima kwakhe kumvulele ithuba lokuyofunda eNyuvesi yase Harvard eMelika. Sizoyizwela ke ngaye ukuthi kufeze kanjani lokho. Hello Mfundo, welcome to Kids News. Hi.
Sawona noxolo njani?
Kunjani Mfundo? Ngiyaphila nami. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be speaking to you. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so yeah, from the things that I've read about you, you know, you sound like you're a very intriguing person. Just tell us about yourself.
Well, ngumfana wasemlazi, igama lami Mfundo Radebe, ngihlala eMlazi kaJ, and ngisanda matriculate Crawford College Lucia, and now sengizoya Harvard University.
Wow, that is so interesting. So I understand you went to a prestigious school, Crawford College, all the way from Umlazi. I mean, it's not easy to get Crawford. So you worked hard to get to that school. Tell us about your journey to Crawford College.
Yeah, you know, ungene Crawford College, abantu abaningi understand ukuthi it was actually a negotiator and, you know, trying to get isifunda as a scholarship actually. I remember at this one point, I decided to go, you know what, ngifuna Crawford College Lucia. So ngabhalela uprincipal wakhona and bangitshela ukuthi no kahle kahle abanikezwe scholarship agcwele. So I decided ukuthi no, kumele ngibabhalele futhi ngisho ukuthi hayi cha ngiyafuna ngempela ukuthi ngize la eCrawford College. Baphinde futhi bangitshela ukuthi no, we don't give full scholarships. Kodwa singase sikuxhase kancane sikunike mhlawumbe scholarship esuba 30-40%. And then ngayitshela ukuthi no, ngiyafuna ngempela ukuthi ngiye eCrawford College. So ngabhala futhi ngabhalela nese-Advitech, i-company onayo, and bagcina sebenginikile i-scholarship sokuthi ngiye khona. So ngaya ka grade 11 eCrawford College.
Okay, so now, okay, let's look at this. So now you get accepted at Crawford College. I can imagine the excitement at that time. Just tell us about how your first day was.
You know, you can imagine umfana oyiphumele kasi is going to this affluent school, SC Semhlanga, and you know, I remember my first day from the taxi and walk in esikoleni, and you know zonke le moto ziyadlula shwi Porsche na Ferrari, and you know something like that can be very demotivating.
I can imagine.
But it was a great it was great though, because I told myself at that point Uguti, I just had to remember why I was there and what I wanted to achieve.
Okay, so now you're in grade 11. Fast forward now to grade 12, which is matric. So I'm informed that you did very, very well. So talk to us about some results and tell us how you prepared for your exams.
Okay, so I did do very well, thank you. I got 8 distinctions. I was doing 8 subjects, and you know, I remember actually before finals, I know most people think Uguti, you're going to Harvard, so you must have just done well. I was actually quite stressed. I was as stressed as wonke umuntu vele nami ngangibona ngithukile. Ngiyakhumbula before ngizobhala imaths ngitshela ukuthi hey kaze ngizohamba kanjani. But you know, it was a consistent effort ukuthi ngisebenze ngokuzikhandla throughout the entire year. Okwangisiza ukuthi ngesikhathi sekufika isikhathi sama finals ngikwazi ukuthi ngempela bese ngihlala kulelo desk ngikwazi ukuthi ngibhale konke esengifundile. And you know, when my results came out, ngiyakhumbula my entire family beza ngabo 12 ebusuku, and you know, we celebrated, so it was a great thing. So for me, it's just about young people beyikhandle ngempela, and from the start of your matric year. In fact, it should be before that. You know, they consistently work, and bazi what they're doing in matric will actually determine their future. Okay,
so like, come on, man, like Harvard, like, can we just Harvard? You're going to Harvard in no time. How did that happen? I mean, tell us, how did that happen? How did you make it happen?
You know, I had a few, you know, I've always had teachers who support me. I've always had my family backing me throughout. And I remember my history and English teachers, they told me, Uguti, Yazin, Mfundo, why don't you think global? Why don't you think, you know, about the bigger picture? And I remember at that point, I'm like, okay, you're telling me to think about the bigger picture. But and you know, they're telling me apply to Harvard, apply to Cambridge, and I'm like, ah.
Now you're
okay.
pushing it. Now you're pushing it.
Yeah, now you're pushing it, kind of thing. But you know, I took that seriously. I said, okay, fine, I'll please you, and I'll actually apply to Harvard. And I put in the application. I wrote the SAT exams. I wrote my essays. I got my letters of recommendation. You know, my school was very supportive in that regard, and I did it. And then I remember on 10 December, we are figured 12 episodes because we are 7 hours ahead of Harvard. And ngaleso sikhathi sengilindile uvalo liyangishaye. And then I check, and then it says, congratulations, and Connie Veggie from Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. And, you know, I just started screaming, and my mom started screaming as well.
So, what degree are you enrolled for? Like, what are you going to study there?
The nice thing about Harvard is that ngingafunda noma yini engiyifunayo, but I've chosen to study political sciences and economics, which is an unusual package, but I think it's going to work really well. Especially where we currently are in South Africa. You know, I want to equip myself to go to South Africa.
Yeah. So I can tell from what you're saying, you love politics. I mean, what sparked your love for politics?
I love politics. You know, it's just when I look at this young democracy of ours, you know, we've come a long way. But I still think you know, there's a gap. We still want to achieve so many things as South Africans. And for me, in this young democracy, I feel there is no better way as ngasikwenze lokho than ukuthi politics, you know. Sikwazi ukuthi sifeze konke lokho esifuna ukufeza. And you know, young people have a very bright future ahead of them. And for me, it's about going into politics and, you know, creating the platform for young people to go out there and be able to achieve things. You know
what I've noticed about you? If you can talk so much, it means you're also a good writer. And I heard obviously you won some competition of some sort. Tell us about that essay.
Yeah. So I'm a debater. You know, when I went to Crawford, I told myself, you know, so I got involved with debating, public speaking, and then one afternoon, I was researching, and then I found out about a competition called the Magna Carta essay and speech competition. And its task was, if you could rewrite the laws of your country, so if you could change the constitution of your country as a young person, what would you write about? Yeah, so then I wrote about, you know, the powers of government, about how, you know, government needs to make sure they don't overstep their powers, and government needs to make sure they keep in touch with the people. And it's about the constitution as well, keeping in line all people of South Africa. It was sort of an assessment as South Africans, how far have we come, but where we want to go, our aspirations. Okay,
Mfundo,
so, you know,
you sound like you've done a lot of things. Like, what would you say are my highlights in your life?
You know, my highlights is the fact that I was a debate champion 2014. I was able to become an international writing and public speaking champion in London, Magna Carta competition, you know, getting into Harvard. But most importantly, the biggest highlights, and inspire young people to know they can achieve anything.
Yeah, so since lastly, Mfundo, as you're speaking about young people, what and how would you advise omunye umuntu omusha olingana nawe ohleze lokishini, it could be Umlazi or Soweto or anywhere, how would you advise them and what would you say to them just to inspire them?
You know, abantu basekhaya, you know, you must just believe in yourself. And when people tell you because because, you know, no, I actually can. You know, believe in yourself, but most importantly, work hard. Because, you know, in as much as saying Harvard, I have to be honest, getting into Harvard wasn't an easy journey. It was about hard work, it was about believing, it was about resist temptations, you know. And I know often young people are always looking for a source of guidance. So that's why, you know, if I have to say today to young people, if you feel you know, you need a bit of guidance, I mean, I'm on Facebook. My page is Mfundo Radebe. They can find me there. You can ask me questions. Just pick my brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mfundo. It's been such an honor speaking to you.
pleasure.
You don't understand how excited I am. I know I'm jumpy, but I'm very, very, very excited. Good luck with everything that you're going to do. You're such an inspiration.
Thank
hey?
you.
Keep doing the good things, right?
Yeah.
Sharp, sharp, okay?
I'll be back in 4 years.
All
Sure.
right. I get babukeli lo bekumfundo Radebe besikhuluma naye lapha eMlazi. What a nice young man, very inspiring. I hope umbukeli nawe you also took lessons and also, you know, advices, because that man, yeah, destined for great things.